Brenda was graduating from law school. Brenda is black, a black female. And I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. So from that point, I started to believe I can be a lawyer.
Meet attorney at law Annette Eddy Callaghan. She has been practicing law in Okinawa, Japan for over 25 years. She is also a professor at the University of Ryukyu Law School in Okinawa, where she lectures on Introduction to American Law. What's up? Welcome to another episode of The Melanated Files. My name is Ranzo, and today we're joined by attorney Eddy Callaghan. Can you introduce yourself to the world?
And moved here in 1995, so that's 25 years ago. Was able to get licensed to practice law here in Japan, and since 1995 I have lived here in Okinawa.
Okay, how did the journey begin? Why Japan?
I used to be an Air Force JAG, and that's a member of the Judge Advocate General Corps, Corps of Lawyers in the military. And one of my assignments was here in Okinawa on Kadena Air Force Base. I realized there was a problem. A lot of the local national women were here having babies with American military guys. And once the military member assignment was over, he would be gone, and she would be left as a single parent. That was something that was pulling on my heartstrings. Somebody has to do something to help these ladies. It was at that point that I quit the military, and in 1995 I moved here. The next hurdle was to try to get licensed to practice law in Japan. And it took about a year to work through the process. And the process being a lot of red tape or whatever, was able to get licensed to practice law, in Japan, set up my practice. And then the next thing was, how do I begin to help these women? So I wrote to the Ministry of Justice, and then they said, hey, every year in the United States, there's a big conference where representatives from child support offices at all the 50 states come together. And they have this big conference on handling these international cases or whatever. And they said, why don't you start coming? And so I started to go and started to meet people from the different 50 states and talk to them about the problem we have in Okinawa and how can they help. And so they were very, very helpful.
Okay.
Absolutely helpful. So that's how I built the child support program that I have here in my office. And it is the only child support program in Asia.
Oh, wow.
That's the focal point of my practice, because that was my main reason for coming to Okinawa, was to help those ladies. For the first 10 years, until like 2005 or whatever, I did it for free, totally pro bono.
Okay.
To keep the office afloat.
Okay.
I took other cases as well, like divorce and court martials and issues coming up on the base, discrimination cases, medical malpractice, stuff like that.
What got you into law? What drove you to do that? Was it a sense of justice? Like, why law?
Okay, you find this really interesting. Graduated from high school, went to college, majored in business education to teach business subjects like typing, shorthand, communication skills, stuff like that. And the assistant principal in the high school where I was saying, have you thought about going to law school? And I was like, no, law school, no way. And he set up an appointment for me to go meet with the dean of the law school at Creighton, to talk about going to law school.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so all these people surrounded by me, and that's what's also very important. It's like, when you're on a certain path, you have to surround yourself by positive thinking people and get rid of all the negativity. And it could be very close relatives who are in your ear with a lot of negative stuff. You have to shut that down. If you're going to follow that path, you have to surround yourself with those people who are going to be supporters of you, who are going to push you forward, who's going to hold you accountable for whatever it is that you say you're trying to do. And so, so different people started saying, I think you should go to law school. Yeah, you'll be great, go to law school. And then I applied for a scholarship, and I got a full scholarship that paid for my entire law school education.
Wow.
So going to law school cost me nothing.
It was waiting for you. It was for you.
Exactly.
Wow.